Hey, I'm Paul, and this week I've had the pleasure of testing this 2012 CBR1000RR, also known as a Fireblade. It's been 20 years since the original Fireblade was released and changed the superbike segment in the process. 20 years on, the bike looks completely different, but it's still a Fireblade underneath. So what's new with the 2012 Fireblade? Well, styling wise, looking at the front, first up they've got rid of the snub nose design that they had with the previous model, with a much more pointy, angular and racy front end, which we think looks a heap better. They've also got these, what they call dragon headlights. Again, with a racy, angular headlight that looks fantastic and also works really good. What I'm pleased to see they haven't got rid of with the Fireblade is they've got these cool little LED lights up here next to the indicators, which for when you're riding at night and that sort of thing, really does attract people's attention to you and your bike and hopefully stops them pulling out and doing stupid stuff in front of you. Also up front, and the Fireblade's mixing a bit of the old with the new. A new set of big piston forks, but there's also the original 4-pot calipers, which are absolutely excellent. Again, new for 2012, the Fireblade wears a new set of aluminium forged 12-spoke wheels, which although aren't actually said to be lighter than the previous items, they're supposed to be more rigid and give you more feel. From the cockpit, and it's obvious that you're riding a Fireblade. But for 2012, it's got a new set of clocks, which is something you need to look at on a regular basis on the CBR, as it's so quiet and so smooth that you're often going quite a lot faster than you really think you are. The clocks are awesome, and even tell you that you're riding a CBR when you turn it on and off. The rev counter goes across the top of the screen, and the gear indicator is nice and obvious on the bottom left-hand corner. It's clear, uncomplicated, and tells you everything you need to know at a glance. So what powers the Honda Fireblade? Well, as you'd expect, it's an inline 4-cylinder motor that displaces a smidge under 1000 cc's. It produces around 175 brake horsepower and makes 112 newton meters of torque, with neither figure really at the top of the superbike class. Now, the Honda is one of only a couple of superbikes that doesn't have a host of electronic aids there to help you ride fast on the road and on the racetrack. But it's the way the Honda produces the power from that 1000cc motor that really means that you don't need any electronics to help you go fast. There really are no lumps or bumps in the power curve, so you don't have any surprises every time you twist that grip. Now, ABS brakes are an option. We don't have it on this particular bike. We tested it in the dry, and really there is no need for it. If you ride a lot in the wet, however, it may well be ABS brakes is an option that you want to go for, and it is going to set you back an extra couple of grand. One of the final changes to this Fireblade is a balance-free rear cushion shock, which is similar to the twin chamber items that you see from Öhlins and other top shelf shock manufacturers. Now, we tested this bike down at Taupo on the racetrack with the newest Honda dealer in the country, Tony Rees, who does know a few things about going fast on a sports bike. Now, what impressed Tony most was that it only took minor changes to the suspension to make a big change in the feel of the bike, which means you're no longer having to wind the clickers in 16 turns to actually feel some difference. And he reckons you could set this bike up as standard to go pretty fast on a racetrack straight out the box. From the saddle, and this Fireblade really is just an impressive machine, whether you're using it on the racetrack or the road. It's user-friendly, it's got no scary traits, and therefore it enables you to push closer to the limit than you would on a bike that you're expecting to spit you off at any moment. You also get the legendary Honda build quality. The machine looks fantastic, and you can pretty much be certain it's going to keep looking fantastic for years to come. And now the best bit, and that's the price tag. Unbelievably, this latest Honda Fireblade, as you see it sitting here, is $19,995, $5 under 20 grand. If you want the ABS system fitted, it's $21,995. Those price tags certainly are cheap for what has to be the best Fireblade yet.